If you've heard LESSERAFIM say, "I'm fearless" once, then you've heard it 100 times. So what happens when they finally say they're not? Start with the name, LESSERAFIM. Rearrange the letters and you get "I'm fearless." That was the first thing the world knew about them before the music, before the members, before anything else. The name told you exactly what this group was supposed to be about. When they debuted in May 2022, the title track made the same promise: "I'm fearless." Over and over. The whole song ran on that energy. Every lyric pushed the same point: I don't break. I don't look back. What are you looking at? It landed fast. The debut mini-album sold at a pace few rookie girl groups had matched. Music show wins followed quickly. Attention came from Korea, Japan, and further out. People were drawn to the confidence, the visual style, the way the members carried themselves on stage. But at the center of all of it was that phrase, "I'm fearless." 6 months later, the second mini-album pushed the same idea further. The title said it clearly: ANTIFRAGILE, a word that means something that gets stronger when it's put under pressure. Stress, criticism, difficulty, all of it makes you better. Do you think "I'm Fragile" was the opening challenge? The answer came through the rest of the song. Every setback is fuel. Right next to it sat Good Parts, a gentler song about accepting the parts of yourself that don't look perfect. The messy parts, the parts you usually keep off camera. Nobody talked about those songs the way they talked about Fearless or Antifragile, but they were there. Quiet, sitting right next to the songs everyone was talking about. Waiting. By their first studio album, the Fearless image had grown into something much bigger than a concept. Unforgiven arrived in May 2023 with a message that took the identity even further. If Fearless said, "I have no fear," and Antifragile said, "Pressure makes me stronger," then Unforgiven added one more layer. We won't apologize for who we are. Meanwhile, inside that same album, one B-side kept growing. Eve, Psyche, and the Bluebeard's wife pulled from 3 myths about women who broke the rules. Eve ate the forbidden fruit. Psyche opened a box she was told to leave alone. Bluebeard's wife looked behind the door. All 3 were punished for it. The song turned those punishments into freedom. And in between the confidence and the attitude, one lyric kept repeating throughout the track. That line sat quietly inside a song about breaking rules. But read it again slowly. Someone is admitting they're falling apart. Then immediately covering it up by saying it doesn't matter, because at least they look good. That's the thing about keeping up that image for long enough. At some point, you stop noticing the gap between who you are and who you're performing. You just keep going. By mid-2024, LESSERAFIM had been Fearless, Antifragile, and Unforgiving across 4 releases. The world knew the brand. The stages were bigger. The expectations were heavier. Every comeback had to match what came before. And somewhere in there, the space between the image and the people wearing it started to stretch. Then the trilogy happened. In early 2024, LESSERAFIM released Easy. A few months later, Crazy. Early the next year, Hot. 3 mini-albums back-to-back, named after a line the members chanted in their Good Bones concept trailer. On paper, these 3 releases were a continuation. Confident, self-assured, moving forward. But listen to them in order, and the mood shifts. Easy sounded lighter, looser. The tension that held Fearless and Anti-Fragile together started to relax. Crazy leaned into something wilder, less controlled, more playful. And Hot brought warmth. Love showed up in the lyrics for the first time as the main focus. The fire was still there, but the tone had changed. Smaller songs during this era kept hinting at something deeper. Pierrot, from the Crazy album, is named after a character known for smiling through sadness. The song sits in that same place, bright on the outside, heavy when you actually listen. Then came Spaghetti, a collaboration with J-Hope that arrived in late 2025 and sounded like nothing they had done before. Playful, warm, almost silly. And for the first time, LESSERAFIM sounded like they were just having fun. If you line up Fearless and Spaghetti side by side, they barely feel like the same group. What are you looking at turned into pasta and laughter? It didn't happen overnight, but it happened. At the time, nobody called it an evolution. It just felt like they were loosening up, trying new things, changing the sound. But looking back, every release from Easy to Spaghetti was slowly walking toward the same place. A place where I'm Fearless no longer needed to be the loudest thing in the room. In mid-April 2026, a short video appeared on LESSERAFIM's social channels. Soft, blue, and white. No members on screen, just text fading in slowly, one phrase at a time. For we are not fearless, and therefore powerful. That's it. After 4 years of building an identity around having no fear, they said the opposite. And then the word powerful stayed on screen and rearranged itself. The letters shifted into a new word, PUREFLOW. Their second studio album, out May 22. The name itself was an anagram, just like their group name. 5 days later, they dropped a trailer, almost 6 minutes long. No songs, no dance. Just the 5 members acting. The story was simple. The group is spending time together, bowling, shopping, goofing around. Then Kazuha sees something the others can't. A creature. It follows her. It shows up when she's sad, when she's overwhelmed, when she tries to pretend everything is fine. The more she ignores it, the bigger it gets. At first, the others don't notice, but eventually they do. And instead of letting it go or pretending everything is fine, they stay. They don't fix it for her. They just believe her and face the creature together. The album called this Chosen Family. People who stay with you through the fear instead of asking you to hide it. Then came Celebration, the lead single released on April 24. The lyrics made the shift official. The song opens by saying goodbye to the old version of themselves, the one that had no fear. Then it celebrates the new version, the one that chose to face uncertainty instead of hiding from it. One line stands out. They call this chapter Fearless 2.0, their own words. A second version of the same idea, built to include what the first one left out, fear itself. And in the middle of all that, a quieter message. They found each other inside the fear, not outside it, not past it, inside it. That's where the connection lives now. The music video carried the same idea. A creature, different from the world around it, hiding behind a human mask. LESSERAFIM chases it, but only to hand it an invitation to a party where everyone is different. And that's the point. The choreography pulled back the Fearless era's signature move, the hands covering the eyes. But this time, during the words, "This is Fearless 2.0." The same gesture, carrying a different meaning. The album's title track, Boompala, takes the idea even further. The word doesn't exist in any dictionary. LESSERAFIM made it up, and the concept behind it is simple. Fear is temporary. It feels real in the moment, but it passes. Where celebration said goodbye to the old fearless image, Boompala looks at fear itself and lets it go. It's not that big. It's not forever. An unfamiliar feeling can become a rhythm if you stop running from it. The production even nods to the Macarena, one of the most carefree dances ever made. You don't build a song around that if you're still trying to look untouchable. PUREFLOW Part 1 carries 11 tracks built around this shift. All 5 members contributed to the writing. The album captures what happens after you stop pretending fear doesn't exist and start seeing what grows in its place. LESSERAFIM's name rearranges into I'm Fearless. PUREFLOW rearranges into Powerful. 4 years apart, 2 anagrams, telling the same story from opposite ends. The first one said fear doesn't exist. The second one said fear is exactly what makes you real. Every release between them was a step from one to the other. Most people just didn't notice until the group said it out loud. Somehow, the version that admits to being afraid sounds stronger than the one that never was.
1, 2, 3, bye bye.